may Allah bless him for all the work that he's done and all the help that he gives people. You know, I think him and also many, many others, they kind of get it misunderstood. Ramadan isn't really about the physical benefits.
We're going to talk about the relationship between fasting during Ramadan and its immune effects. And you're required not to drink or eat anything just before sunrise to just after sunset. This is a dry fast. And what I mean by a dry fast is you're not drinking any water. If you look at some of the studies done on Ramadan, you're going to see some mixed reviews. And I think the reason for that, because what you eat before and after you fast is going to make or break your success. If you are eating a lot of junk food, refined carbohydrates, that is going to greatly inhibit these amazing effects that you could achieve if you added keto-friendly foods, low carb, during the meals. Ketones in general are antimicrobial. When you do fasting, you actually decrease what's called cytokines. There are different types of cytokines, and cytokines are chemical messages that communicate between your immune cells. There are certain cytokines that cause inflammation, and those are the ones that we're talking about. So it'll decrease the trigger to inflammation. Also, it will stimulate something called macrophages. A macrophage is a large cell that eats bacteria and microbes and viruses. This is like a professional, what's called a phagocyte, which is like a garbage disposal, but it is a deadly killer and one of the first lines of defense for any type of invasion for microbes. So the more you can stimulate macrophages, the better the immune system. All right, next thing is it will increase the microbiome. What is the microbiome? That describes your friendly microbes in your body that help you. A great majority of your immune system, and I'm talking like 70%, is located in your large intestine. And I'm talking about the microbiome gives you incredible immune support. And without it, your risk for infection goes straight up and vertical. When you do fasting, which is kind of weird because you're actually kind of starving them, they live longer. There's certain type of genetic things that get triggered that support your immune system. Next thing is resistance to stress. When you fast, you increase your capacity to fight off stress, as well as DNA damage too. And lastly, fasting will increase autophagy, which is your body's ability to recycle old damaged parts, as well as microbes. Ramadan has huge, powerful effects on the immune system, but I think it could be a lot better if you also add keto.
It's just a quick disclaimer. This is not medical advice.
Yeah.
Anything that we say or what's said, I don't recommend anyone to take any diet or any lifestyle change without consulting a physician whatsoever. Anyone that's currently doing Ramadan, understand this is Dr. Eric Berg's views on his perception of Ramadan from what I'm aware as a non-Muslim. I think that you guys should all do your own research first, and anything you do is your liability.
First off, may Allah bless him for all the work that he's done and all the help that he gives people. You know, I think him and also many, many others, they kind of get it misunderstood. Ramadan isn't really about the physical benefits. Yes, there are physical things that are occurring, but it shouldn't be done with the intention of having physical benefit of, oh, I'm going to lose some weight. I'm going to enter autophagy. Oh, I'm going to enter keto. It should not even be done like that. Even saying that, oh, I'm going to do keto going into Ramadan. Okay, there might be something there, but think about this as well. It's sunnah to have 3 days to break your fast. That instantly kicks you out of ketosis. So there's no way that you can do keto if you're going to do the sunnah, which is basically eating the 3 days. That's something to keep in mind, right? That's something to keep in mind. So let's say you would have 1 day. Yeah, technically it's not sunnah, but you know, you're breaking the fast for the day. So, you know, you have that going for you. But that 1 day is going to give you 15 grams of carbohydrates. That's like, you only got like 5, maybe like 10 left that you can use before you are kicked out of ketosis.
No,
so
5-10 max, bro.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
That's
but look,
per day, bro. The 15 grams at once is gonna insulin spike, you know?
Yeah, so it gets tricky when you start getting into nutrition, ketosis, and all this stuff. So it's like the best takeaway from this that a Muslim, like a proper Muslim, can get is just eat better. Eat more clean foods. Like, don't go for all the sweets, the biryani rice, and all this other stuff. Like, just keep it simple, you know? And get the meat, get some fruits, get some vegetables if you want to include vegetables. If you want to include some nuts, go ahead and include some nuts. But just keep it simple. Keep it like whole foods, and you'll notice that you're just gonna feel better, you know, after breaking the fast and once you go back into the fast, inshallah.
Although we can clearly see, according to some studies and what the doctor mentioned, there are benefits physically to fasting, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't allude to those in the Quran. What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say in the Quran? He says that He's prescribed fasting, that we should observe the month of Ramadan or fast the month of Ramadan so that we can become from those who have taqwa. It's a spiritual cleansing, a spiritual healing, so that we can have consciousness of Allah. And taqwa, as Umar radiallahu anhu described it, is when you have like a flowing thobe or dishdashi or a dress or something, and you're walking through a narrow path that has thorns and spikes and all that stuff. So you gather your clothing and you make yourself small and very tight, and you slowly kind of creep through it. That's what taqwa is. So we're fasting to achieve that state where we're going through life in a state of, oh, I can't do this because I'm fasting. I can't do that because I'm fasting. I can't talk bad to people because I'm fasting. I can't argue because I'm fasting. I can't eat because I'm fasting. I can't engage in this because I'm fasting. And, maybe you're less likely to look at things that are haram, even whether you're fasting or not. And this is why we fast, for these spiritual benefits that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us about.
Yeah, and a lot of people might think, oh, like, why would you even want to get to that? And don't you feel like that's too restrictive? It's like, listen, once you experience the rewards that come from that, it's clear rewards. You experience it like firsthand. Once you experience that, like, you kind of want to be in that state all the time, because when you're not in that state all the time, you're not rewarded. You're punished.
There's many ahadith that talk about comfort and discomfort and the correlation between discomfort and reward and heaven and Jannah. There's a hadith where it said that Jannah, the Prophet ﷺ said that heaven is veiled, it's covered with hardship, and that hell is veiled, is covered with desire and pleasure. So what does that mean? It means if you have a super easy, desirable life where you get all these pleasurable things all the time, and you just kind of do whatever you want, where do you think you're going to go? And if you have a more difficult life where you struggle here and there, or maybe you struggle a lot, then, it's safer to say you might be on the safer side in that case. So may Allah make it easy for us.
Subhanallah.
What if me doing whatever I want is to please Allah? And what if that gives me pleasure, bro?
And I mean, that's not really your will, that's Allah's will, subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know what I mean? You have a nafs, habibi. Everyone has a nafs.
MashaAllah. No, I'm just playing, bro. You're right, though. You're right, bro.
I was just going to say, man, even in self-improvement, it's all about discomfort. So for all you people doing self-improvement, this is your sign. This is your sign. Hamza, where you at, bro?
We've partnered up with a masjid that's doing above and beyond for the community, helping build communities, helping build masjids. I think this is something that we should donate to. We're here giving money to for-profit businesses and worrying if we should donate or not to not-for-profit businesses. Tell me how that makes sense. So this Ramadan, inshallah, if you guys want to donate to this, I highly recommend it. Links in the description. And with that being said, inshallah, till next time. See you guys then.